what I want to show you today is what I'm doing with the valve adjustments. Now, there's 4 cylinders, and the firing order goes from the first cylinder, and that's toward the front end, to the 3rd cylinder, which is these 2 valves right here, to the 4th cylinder, to the 2nd cylinder. Now, this is important. There's 2 valves going in and out of each cylinder. One of the valves will take in the gas, and the other valve will exhaust the gas. So for instance, in number 1, the intake valve is here, and the exhaust valve is here. And in number 4, this is the exhaust valve, and this is the intake valve. And the 3, this is the exhaust valve, and this is the intake. And on 2, this is the exhaust, and this is the intake. So, how do you know when, the idea here is that we have to gap these so that the clearance in between the valves is 0.14. And if I can find which valve I worked on last year, I think 1, 3, 4, 2, 0.014 inches. Now, when I first came in here and checked these, the exhaust valves were right on the first 3 of them, but the intake valves were like 0.004, so they were hundredths of an inch off. Now, why does that matter? It matters because you want to make sure that the intake valve closes all the way. If it's too tight, the intake valve isn't going to close, and you're not going to get an efficient burn. The spark isn't going to, it's going to have a leak around the valve seat. The valves are covered. When it closes, it goes into a seat called the valve seat, and that has to be really tight. So you want to have enough gap there for it to close. So I've done the 1, 3, and 4, 2 cylinders. Now I'm going to do the 1, 3, and 4 cylinders. I'm going to do cylinder 2, which is the last one in the firing order, which of course is 1, 3, 4, 2. Now to do that, I got to turn this flywheel to make sure that my intake valve is down, or all of them, both the intake and the exhaust valve, are up during the time of combustion, on the combustion stroke. So let me turn this baby, the flywheel. Now you notice this one's going down, but that's what's happened at that time is the valve is opening up to take in air and the gas. Now you can see it's moving back up. So that right now, that's top dead center. It means both of them are closed. If I look at the gap on this thing, this is the exhaust valve. I'm going to check the gap on the exhaust valve first. Let me get my 0.014. I'm coming over that side. You can all see that, right? It is 0.14. So, the exhaust valve is, it's even kind of a thick gap. And over here is the intake. Now I can't even get that baby in there. And all the rest of the intake valves were extremely tight. Let me just see what we have. I'm going to try a 0.004. Now that baby is tight. Let's see what it does. Can I slip that baby in there? I can't even get that in there. Okay, let's go to 0.005. 0.02. That goes in a little further. All right, 0.015. That goes a little further, but okay, that baby's tight. So what I have to do is I have to loosen it up, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that with my trusty little, where's my 0.14? Come on. Here it is. Okay. What we need is we need a screwdriver, trusty screwdriver, and a 1/2 inch wrench. Okay, I need the number 2 cylinder on the intake valve.